Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Maria Morales, and today, along with my peers, Jim Ogle, Noah Olson, and Edwin Padilla, we will be discussing a critical issue that affects millions of students across the country, and that is combating child hunger and the importance of having free school lunch programs within the schools. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 14 million children in the United States face hunger. This means that 1.5 kids don't know when they will be receiving their next meal. This is not a statistic. This is a call to action. Free school lunch programs are a vital solution to combating child hunger. By expanding access to these programs and challenging the stigma that prevents many of kids across the country from accessing the food that they need to thrive. While living in California, I firsthand experienced how hunger affects millions of students simply because existing policies fail to meet expectations. If a student didn't bring their lunch to school, unfortunately, they would go hungry from the day. They often went an entire day without eating, while families struggled to send them off to school with the means to provide a packed lunch. Now, these solutions have a solvable problem, and all we need is the will to solve them, to truly believe that no child should be punished for circumstances beyond their control. In this presentation, we will first look into the scope of child hunger in the U.S. and how it affects students from their health and academic performance. To second, we will examine how free school lunch program works and how the barriers that prevent students from accessing them. And then finally, we will discuss how we can advocate for policies that ensure every child gets the nutrition they need. To begin, Mr. Edwin Padilla will discuss how a child hunger affects a student's health and academic performance.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, 14 million children, that is 1 in 5, do not know where they will receive their next meal. Child hunger is a critical worldwide issue and must be addressed. It is detrimental to the health and well-being of our youth. Sadly, millions of children suffer from hunger. This hunger, left unaddressed, negatively impacts their physical development, behavioral, emotional, as well as academic and cognitive development. Mental health is greatly impacted by hunger. Continuous stress about not knowing where one's next meal will be, or what it will be, can cause significant emotional stress. Kids that experience hunger early in life will likely have trouble forming healthy attachments with their parents or caretakers. Additionally, these kids might develop behavioral issues and struggles to get along with others. Sadly, childhood hunger is a strong predictor of substance abuse, as well as increased rates of suicidal ideation during adolescence. Iron deficiency anemia is linked to food insecurity. This deficiency has been well studied and is known to be associated with low academic achievement and poor concentration. It's been shown that children that experience hunger are 2 times more likely to have continuous signs of hyperactivity than those who were not. Thankfully, the symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder improve after healthy diets. The American Academy of Pediatrics released a report in 2012 indicating that children exposed to early life stressors like that of hunger are at high risk for adverse health outcomes later in life. Adverse health outcomes include but are not limited to cancer, asthma, autoimmune disease, depression, cardiovascular, obesity, and obstructive pulmonary disease. Growing and developing in any phase of life, especially while in vulnerable phase of early development. Any type of severe stress can activate the body's response. The body's response is known to activate cortisol release, affecting anything such as sleep patterns, insulin resistance, as well as attributing to weight gain.
Hey, my name is Jim Ogle, and the counter argument part for our speech on free school lunch programs is schools not being able to maintain employees and the certain amount of money that it takes to run the school with all the nutrition and that type of thing. So my main point with the counter argument would be, I don't know about yourself, but any company I've ever worked for, or any business I've ever been able to go watch and observe, it takes money to do those things, and not many people want to work for free. And when you're working for free, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose employees because people have a life. People have to make money. They have to earn a living. That's how the world works. So our counter argument is, with these free school lunch programs, it's a great thing for the kids because like some families can't afford it, things of that nature. But our counter argument is, how are the schools going to make money off of having free lunch? How are they going to be able to continue to afford to buy all the foods that they need for breakfast and lunch and snacks or whatever it is? Because me personally, at my high school, we did not have free lunch, and we always had, our food was pretty good. We never had to worry about running out of food or anything like that. So my big thing is, how are schools going to continue to be able to afford these stuff if the kids and the families are not having to pay money for the food? Like I said earlier, people have to have money. That's how the world works. And according to edweek.com, 72% of schools last year reported that at least one faculty member in their food nutrition program left because of the free school lunch and not being paid enough. And I don't know about you, but I think it'd be pretty hard to run a school, or any program for that matter, if you're having at least one employee leave because they're not getting paid enough. So I don't really know.
Child hunger is not just a statistic. It is a harsh reality that many face. A reality that steals health, focus, and hopes from millions of children across the U.S. Now, research supports that changes are possible. According to a decade-long study in Sweden, published by the Oxford Academy, a free program that provides free lunch led to lasting improvements in education and overall well-being. Now, this provides that we too can create life-changing opportunities for our students. We know that hunger impacts learning. We know that free lunch programs work, yet stigma and policy gaps stands in the way. There are solvable problems, and the solution starts with us. Every child deserves more, not just in education. They deserve nourishment, dignity, and hope. So when hunger walks into the classroom, learning walks out. Free lunch is not a charity. It is dignity, it's opportunity, and it's a promise that every child matters. Together, we can break that stigma and ensure that no child ever feels hunger in place of learning. Every child fed is every future bright. Thank you. Just kidding. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
This is Edwin Padilla, and this is my crowd.
This is my audience.